No Tap November is when fools all over the world are put to the test, when they push their bodies to the limits, refusing to tap. Only a few are victorious. And today, we honor them.
Don't tap! Don't you tap!
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jesse, and I'm the founder and grandmaster of MMA, Mexican martial arts. I'm very happy to let you know that this video is sponsored by the official wallet of the Mexican martial arts, the Ridge wallet. More on that later. And since we're talking about No Tap November, it's probably a good time to tell you about my rash guard. Now you can work on your no tap game while representing the Mexican martial arts.
What?
If you use my link in the description and the promo code Mexican martial arts, you'll get 10% off. A lot of people want to know, does it come with the abs? You gotta order it to find out. And it's not just for my rash guard. You could get whatever you want. Just use my link in the description and the promo code Mexican martial arts for 10% off of anything. On top of that, there's a Black Friday sale coming up where you could save up to 75%. You don't have to go at 3 in the morning, wait in long lines, or fight with any old ladies. You could order from the comfort of your own home with my link below. Shout out to Nogi BJJ for making this possible.
Just go to sleep, fool! You do it every night!
This fight didn't last long, but the whole time, Jordan Espinosa was jumping in and out like a karate point fighter, which doesn't make any sense because he's a state champion wrestler. Alex Perez, being an All-American wrestler, could tell that he was scared, so he put on the pressure, causing Jordan to bounce around even more. But that fool bounced himself right up against the cage, which is probably the worst place you could be if you don't want to grapple. It would be all downhill for Jordan from here. The only grappling that he was able to pull off was against the fence. He did have one of those underdog moments where he thought he was gonna get the guillotine just because the head was right there. But that's the difference between a state champion and an All-American. Jordan was fighting with the big dogs now, and it was past that fool's bedtime.
Don't disturb my friend, he's dead tired.
I know what you're thinking. Isn't Amirkhani a boxer? I thought the same thing. Apparently that fool's a wrestler now, specifically a submission wrestler. But this fight was kind of boring for me because that fool was fighting like Royce Gracie. And by that, I don't mean that his big brother handpicked fighters for him and put them at disadvantages so that he will win. I mean because he wasn't engaging. He spent the whole fight looking for the takedown. Danny Henry tried his best to control the pace, but Amirkhani was patient, just stalking that fool like an anaconda stalks his prey. And when he let his guard down, he pounced at him with a flying knee and began constricting.
He's switching to an anaconda choke.
At first I thought that Henry was nervous because he started shaking his leg, but I guess that fool has restless leg syndrome because he was asleep. And then Amirkhani came around and started doing that McDojo life stuff. I don't really believe in that, but it's a lot better than this.
That's nasty.
Now they'll sleep.
The worst part of this fight for me was Dan Hardy's commentary. So then I watched it again without the volume, which allowed me to be more objective. It was clear from the start that the Randamie was gonna be on that stick and move game plan. It was like watching Adesanya fight. So she would interact whenever there was an opening, but she was making Pena do all the work. So Pena said, hey, if it's gotta be like that, then it's gotta be like that. So she put her on the cage, and then she laid her out. And then the whole second round went like that. It got so bad that the Randamie was even having to look up at the Titantron just to see what Pena was doing to her. And it worked. The father of American Campo, Ed Parker, used to say that there's 3 perspectives in any fight. Your perspective, your opponent's perspective, and the perspective of the Titantron. The Randamie used this wisdom to close out the second round with the Von Flue choke, better known as the Von Prue choke. She didn't get the submission, but this got inside Pena's head. The grappler got out grappled, and then she went full Conor McGregor and went for the takedown in a panic. The only difference? She didn't tap.
What are you, a grappler now?
There's only one thing I love more than mayonnaise, and that's my Ridge wallet. Sure, I can't put it in my sopa. And I can't shoot it into my mouth. I've tried, but I can fit it into my front pocket. Back in the day, my cards were all bent because I was sitting on them. But now, my cards are straight. And my cash stays strapped. Quit sitting on your wallet, fool. You think it's gonna hatch or what? Every time you buy something, you're probably giving someone pink eye. The level of disrespect. Hey, quit being a cochino and go to ridge.com/Voto and use the promo code VOTO for 10% off. There's free worldwide shipping and you have 45 days to return it if you plan on going back to your old sketchy ways. That's ridge.com/Voto and use the promo code VOTO for 10% off.
Shut up! I'm trying to sleep!
This fight was a real slobber knocker. It turned into a kickboxing match with the quickness. But Sean Brady was quick to have a change of heart after he got socked in the face. Immediately after that, he decided to mix things up and take the fight to the ground. And it was obvious that Aguilera was not expecting that. He thought he was in a kickboxing match, but that was the genius of Sean Brady. He hypnotized that fool. He lured him into thinking that it was a kickboxing match so that he could find the timing of that kick. That's the same thing that Khabib did to Gaethje. But Aguilera showed the heart of a warrior. And he never stopped kicking, even in his sleep.
Hey, what happened? Wake up and go to sleep.
Yeah.
You already know that TJ Brown came into this fight confident. That fool trains with Bryce Mitchell, aka Mr. Twister. And then knowing that Jordan Griffin trains with Rude Doofus, he knew that he was gonna be kickboxing. TJ was gonna do him like Brady did to Aguilera and like Khabib did to Gaethje. So Brown went heavy with the takedowns, trying to work that grappling. But it didn't take long to realize that fool was grappling with defeat. Every time they went down, Brown had a hard time finding position. He didn't think that Griffin would pose a threat on the ground, and he underestimated him. Brown was the one doing all the takedowns, and he almost got choked out twice in the first round. Then in round 2, Griffin slapped that fool up. Literally, Brown thought that he would come out on top by relying on his ground game. Ironically, he did go out on top.
Wake me up!
I'll never understand why fools insist on leg kicking grapplers. The Lima kept throwing them, and Romanov kept intercepting them. I understand that he was trying to weaken that foundation, but it defeats the purpose when the house falls down on you. And then he was like, I know, I'ma choke that fool, like the Undertaker. To be honest, I think it's kind of dumb that you can't choke someone in a fight. But that's just one of the many rules. They don't allow that one, but they allow this one. Yeah, this is a choke, apparently. I know that he was like under the arm, but this was the choke. I'm not hating though, that was a trick. It was such light work for Romanov that fool even started dipping his coaches right after. Savage.
What's going on? I was asleep. What's everybody doing?
To be honest, I could watch this fight over and over again. And not just because it lasted one round. The giant heart shown here from Benavidez, I don't even know how his precious little body could contain it. It was bad enough that his very last fight was a loss to Figueiredo. Now he gets sat down within the first minute. It was gonna be an uphill battle. Within the first 2 minutes, Figueiredo had him caught up in 3 different submissions that much lesser men would have tapped to. And you know what I noticed? After all that, Benavidez looks like Nate Diaz. And much like Nate Diaz, Benavidez likes to block punches with his face. So he got sat down a second and a third time. He got sat down 3 times and caught up in 3 submission attempts all in the first round. That's probably some kind of record. And then he survived the ground and pound. A much lesser ref would have stopped that. After all of this, he got caught up in 1 final submission. And he still refused to tap. It's men like this who paved the way and who remind me that it's possible not to tap. Joseph Benavidez, I salute you. Honorable mention for No Tap November includes Kevin Lee for trying his hardest to pull a Chael Sonnen and claim that he didn't tap. Corey Sandhagen, because even though he tapped, he kind of looked like he did it involuntarily, Holly Holmes style. And Justin Gaethje, because according to the ref, there was no tap. I hope this video has encouraged you not to tap. At least not until December. And if it's possible, I would rather you not tap in my rash guard. It's not good for my image. Remember, you could get it by going to my link down below in the description with the promo code Mexican Martial Arts. And don't forget to scope out that Black Friday sale. Up to 75%, one day only. Shout out to Nogi BJJ for making it happen. And don't forget to pick up the realest wallet in the game, the Ridge wallet. They keep coming out with new designs, so I've been applying for a lot of new credit cards so that I could need more wallets. Link down below with the promo code VOTO. It would also mean a lot to me if you would scope out the collab I just did with Sensei Seth on his channel. We listed and ranked Bruce Lee's best fights, and we had a lot of fun doing it. I have the link down below. Please consider subscribing while you're there. One last thing, I resisted for a long time, but I finally got a Discord. If you're on my Patreon or on the YouTube membership, then scope out my latest post for the Discord link. And remember, when you show love to the channel by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, etc., it really does make a difference. You guys came through on the last one and the analytics went like that. So thank you, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching Mexican Martial Arts. Appreciate it. Good looking out. Late.